Hi, it's Jeff.
And Denise from Mousesteps.com.
And this is episode number 393
393
of Mousesteps Weekly.
Sponsored by MEI Travel and Mouse Fan Travel. It's time to start thinking about Walt Disney World's 50th anniversary. We took a look at the castle and how it's, transforming now for that, I want to say big day, but big 18 months, I guess.
Yeah.
So check out MEI and Mouse Fan Travel. They can help you with wherever you want to go in the Disney universe.
So we're starting off our show here at Epcot last Wednesday actually, we went out and we figured it would be very busy, spring break time and all, and we'd just go to Epcot. But we continued along and we ended up going to all four parks plus a resort or two.
Right. And what's interesting is people will say, well, I can't go to any of the parks because they're all booked. But you can, after 2 p.m., go to different parks as long as, they're available to go into.
Well, it didn't hurt that we started off our day bright and early with the spring flurry. Nothing like cinnamon whiskey for breakfast. That will get you going. And it really did. I had the worst brain freeze I've ever had.
And by breakfast, you mean 11 or 11:30 a.m.? It wasn't, 9 a.m. or something.
It was right after 11. To me, it felt pretty early. Maybe the time change also.
But because of park,
But that was quite a way. I mean, that was literally the start. And while we were still drinking that fine beverage, we noticed that, of course, Mickey and Friends was coming by, and I thought it would be kind of fun to watch Kermit there observing that.
And Joffrey's often has specialty items for specialty drinks for the different festivals. So this was the Flower and Garden Festival. They have 4 specialty drinks.
Yeah, it turns out the whiskey drink we had was probably the strongest.
It was pretty, and you know what? It was very tart on first.
Yes.
The lemon was very tart, and I think they're all lemon drinks because we've had a couple
It packed
now.
a punch, though. I mean, we split it, and we were both like, oh boy, that's
yeah,
a heck of a drink.
It was.
So now we're looking at the France Pavilion here. We noticed, I expected it to be packed, but there was nobody here, so I decided to take a little walk, and it was so relaxing. Beautiful, beautiful day, and I just love this area. And this is something that you always enjoy, the flowers over here on the hill.
Right, the butterfly. It's not a topiary, but this has been here forever. I know it looks like a spider to some because that's what I thought it was at first many years ago, but somebody told me it was a butterfly, so that's what we're going with. And you can see the Friendship boat pulling up here.
It was interesting to see it from the reverse angle. I've always seen it dock over there, but to be on that side when it came over there was nice. Now, these are the only 2 shots that weren't from last week. We did this a few days ago. This is a ride over the Ratatouille area.
Right. This was on Sunday, so 2 days ago. And, it doesn't look too much different than the last time we went. The fountain is on. It looks ready for guests. And I noticed they have bikes and such back there, like the Vespa.
Yes, covered, I think.
It's now covered up. You can't see it anymore. I thought that was interesting.
They probably don't want it to get, too much sun.
Or, bloggers photographing it.
I don't think they care. They just don't want it to get,
I don't know.
Colored.
Rain, maybe the rain
right.
and such. So.
Color washed out.
But
so I just want to say this also was from Sunday, and I just wanted to give a little preview of the Egg-Stravaganza scavenger hunt. We're going to show you one egg here.
Spoiler.
Yeah, spoiler. And we're going to go back this week and play the whole game,
tomorrow.
Which I always enjoy. Yeah, tomorrow, Wednesday. And here is Daisy. So it was very close and easy to see. So a little spoiler for the Egg-Stravaganza this year at Epcot.
Yeah, we'll buy the map tomorrow, and we've already seen a bunch of the eggs, so it won't be too hard.
We hear the prizes are all new eggs, so we may end up getting a few Eggstravaganzas.
Is it not the plate? Oh no, the plate is
They're
for
eggs,
the
little
spike
eggs.
the bee.
Like, see the little eggs I have here around the office?
And the princesses.
Oh yes, once again. When you don't try, you see these cavalcades. Here come the princesses. Beautiful day. And again, I kind of like it with no effort. It's the Denise way.
Yes, just when they come around, they come around. And so here we saw some beautiful flower trees in front of the United States Pavilion.
Well, speaking of
American
beautiful,
Adventure.
to me, this is very beautiful, and I can't wait to actually patronize this. The beer garden, we both have had our first COVID shots.
Right.
So our vaccines, yes, I should say that. So our very first place that we're going to go once we're fully vaccinated is here to the beer garden. I can't wait.
Right. Maybe once a month or so to go out to eat. Not too often, but I
can't wait to go to a character meal again.
I think the Topolino's Terrace is what we're thinking about. So but the beer garden is will be number one.
High on the list. Now, this is something I had not seen before. You had to tell me about it. I've seen this other years, but the Chinese Zodiac here in the China Pavilion.
Yeah, I knew that it was here, but we hadn't seen it on opening day. So it's always really nice to see. These have been here for years and years and years. I think a couple of years they weren't, but for the most part, it's just a nice, reliable. I know they call them topiaries. I wouldn't call them a topiary. They're just figures.
Well,
right?
some years they'll just go by what the year of is. Year of the ox. You'll just see the ox on display. But this year they had all of them.
It is the year of the ox. Last year was the year of the rat. And we're going to see the rat in a minute. This year should be the year of the rat because we have Ratatouille.
That's true.
But Disney, like at Disneyland, they actually have, celebrations. So they called it the year of the mouse because it was,
It's close enough,
it's
right?
close. Yes, because it's close enough. They have actually, their Lunar New Year out there is really fun. And we're looking at a dog here. We're just about to look at, the rooster.
Yes, we can't forget
And I think
rooster.
then the rat.
And all of these are made out of materials found in nature, which is very interesting, I think, too.
Yeah, I don't even remember. And there is the pig. But if you've not been to Disneyland, and I know they didn't have Lunar New Year this year, but they do have some really fun events for that.
And there is the rat.
Yes.
Looks like Remy.
It looks almost like Remy. It is the year of the rat.
Well, here at Epcot, but it is still the official year of the ox.
Yes, and they had some nice merchandise also for Lunar New Year, as they always do this year. So I don't know if they still have it in the China Pavilion, but they've had it every year for a number of years.
What I really like, though, about this particular area, it was starting to get busy on a very busy day. It was just so peaceful back here. There's a waterfall. There's nobody around. There's actually a bamboo garden, and I think you're going to see some of the bamboo. So it was just nice, very peaceful place to be, and we enjoyed our time there. This was a rarity. The Sunshine Griddle actually opened because of the busy time. I had never seen it open before.
Well, it wasn't the Sunshine Griddle before, and I think that's the reason why. I'm assuming that's the reason why. This has been the donut box for like months, and it's never open. And they'll say, well, it's open on weekends. And then you go on a weekend, and it's not open. So I have no idea when they were serving donuts, but now it's
smelled
open.
Amazing. I wish there was a way to do Smell-It-Sir on this show because, oh boy, it was so good. I didn't even want breakfast, and I wanted some of that.
We never even tried like one donut because not once did we see the donut box
And
open.
also the Cool Wash, which is never open, was
that's
open.
never... This was really nice, this outdoor escapes. If you're looking for a place to sit, there I am.
I see somebody escaping because I didn't know where you were. Then I look over in the corner and you look so relaxed.
And at some point, I'm probably like, stop. I've got all my stuff on top of me.
I turn it off before I hear the stop.
It was so comfortable. Like, you get in the chair and you don't want to leave.
Except for the direct sun that was on my chair.
Well,
you had the better chair.
My chair was good, though. So here is Guardians of the Galaxy Mission Breakout, which it's going to be a
while, I think.
No, Cosmic Rewind.
Cosmic Rewind,
yes. Mission Breakout, is in Disney's California Adventure, which is actually
more
really
vertical,
great.
Much more vertical, that one.
And they're reopening on April 30th, so guests will be able to ride it again.
So that was it for Epcot. We are on our way out. Next stop was Disney's Grand Floridian. We stopped there for lunch.
Can I say I can't wait to ride Mission Breakout again?
Yes, I think you're allowed to say that.
It's on my mind, right?
I can't wait to ride that too. I love that
That's
ride.
one of my favorite attractions there. So we went to Disney's Grand Floridian Resort. You've got 2 monorails going here. We love to take the walk between Magic Kingdom, Grand Floridian, and back, and then sometimes to the Polynesian or to the Contemporary Resort. There I am.
And one of the rare times you're actually ahead of me. Usually I'm the one who walks fast.
That is not true.
Sometimes
it's true. So we're going to head back to the Grand afterwards to look at something, and we'll show that. But right now we are at the Magic Kingdom. Was this stop 2 on our day? We thought we were only going to 2 parks, and that's when we ended up at 4, really.
That's right. The main reason of coming over here to the Magic Kingdom was to check out the new decorations for the 50th anniversary on the castle, but we saw the characters, the Pooh characters, Piglet, Eeyore and Rabbit there.
As they're
Leaving,
heading off
heading
off the trolley. Yes.
Sometimes it's the best time though, and right after that, the Main Street Philharmonic came down the street. Down Main Street. How perfect!
It's really amazing to me how much entertainment is going on at any given time. You have the band coming down the street, but at the same time, the Dapper Dans were just getting ready to. They were setting up above the Main Street train station.
Right, so you had 3 things going on at really, really quick times. And there's some changes happening here at the Main Street Cinema.
Right, so Bonjour Village Gifts is actually housing the Art of Disney items now in the last couple days or so. I guess they still call it the Main Street Cinema. That's what it still says. It's not like Disneyland where you actually have a full cinema.
Right.
And I think that the Main Street Confectionery is closing for like a couple months or more. And then that is coming into here, like the candy.
So you're going to have a selection of candies and stuff all in this area, and then temporarily the Art of Disney will be over there.
I wasn't going to talk about too much until they actually are finished, so we could show them all. But
well, we will. It was just a little preview because it was my last chance to show inside that cinema. So this was the main reason we came. There are some new adornments to the castle, Cinderella Castle, for the 50th. And
it's not too much in the video from last week. There's been more added, and I think it seems like almost a little something every day. But they have these, they call them the iridescent, EAR, editions. So like one of them is more of a purple, and the other one's a little more of a blue. And it's like Cinderella Castle started receiving their royal makeover about a year ago, and then the parks closed, and then they painted the castle. And I think they're still repainting the turrets. The turrets kind of a blue, more blue than it was more purple before.
But you're still getting a lot of that 50th anniversary gold. I think gold is the represents 50th. Usually.
Well, but the iridescent also, because for them that is the big word that they use, that Disney uses all the time.
And that color matches the new color of the castle, so it'll be very interesting to see how it all looks when it's done.
The castle looks really nice right now, and so here is Gaston coming by. We were in front of the castle walking around, and then also Pooh. This is a Fantasyland friend set. And can I say, it didn't seem very busy, and it's certainly not in front of the castle and around the castle. It was nice to be able to just walk around. I thought it would feel very busy because of the spring break, and it did not.
Well, it's just amazing. Already, we're only at our second stop. The amount of entertainment and amount of things we got to do all in one day without waiting, not in any lines, no waiting for anything.
Well, I think that a lot of the guests right now, they're from out of town, so the lines were long, but just to walk around was very, very pleasant most of the time.
And I noticed the spring rolls had reopened. This has been closed for a long time, this cart, so I didn't get any because we had just had lunch, but it looks really good, and this is something I do want to try next time we're over at the Magic Kingdom.
Maybe that'll be tomorrow, who knows?
Maybe, you never know. And of course, more princesses.
Right, and there's Merida on the horse, and so, of course, we're just showing that, all of the cavalcades are, have returned after the holidays and all that. And I know it's a couple months after the holidays. We don't usually go into the parks. Like, we hadn't been into the Magic Kingdom in weeks. And now it's like, well, maybe we should do like 4 parks every week.
I don't want to push our luck. I don't think it's going to work as good as it did every time.
It might, but it might.
And the Mirror Float. The Mirror Float has been at the Magic Kingdom for as long as I can remember. At least from the 20th anniversary, I remember it there. So it's a long time.
So we saw the princesses at Epcot, and we saw them here, and I think that's
it. No more princesses for you.
And we didn't see. Well, we saw Ray and Chewbacca at Hollywood Studios, but
does
we'll
Ray
talk about
count
that.
as a princess?
I'm not sure. They call a lot of characters princesses. So I'm not sure.
But this is actually a very nice cavalcade because it's really long. I mean, you have a lot of characters in there,
and it will go around the town square. So not so many guests usually are over there to see it. So it allows for more to view it.
So that was it for the Magic Kingdom. We walked back over here to the Grand Floridian. And why don't you set up what we saw here at the Grand, since the Grand Floridian Cafe was now closed.
We're continuing our Day of the Rat. And so we don't really come into the Grand Floridian Cafe too much because usually guests are in here dining. but they let us come in. There was nobody here.
It was between lunch and dinner. And earlier we took a look in there, but there were people sitting
busy.
and the whole area was packed. So the timing really worked out well
By
for
packed,
this.
what packed is now.
Right, of course. That's what I mean.
And so this is all chocolate, and I love the displays. And I know the I keep wanting to say Grand Floridian Cafe has had a number of displays since reopening, a number of chocolate displays, and this is the latest one. And Remy and Emile are in here, and then supposedly everything is like chocolate.
Right, that's the amazing thing to me.
I don't know how that bread can be chocolate.
And
I
the
don't know if
cheese,
that's true.
the cheese, the bread. I mean,
It
if
doesn't
all of
look
that
like
is
chocolate.
chocolate, we need to get to the bottom of this.
We should
because
ask.
that is truly amazing.
We should ask
look
the
at Remy.
chef.
Look at the tail. Such detail of all of this.
They did an amazing job, but I should, if I run into Chef Christine Farmer, I will ask her about this
think
because
we
I want to
should.
know on the bread.
The olive. Look at the olives. Like I say, the cheese, the wine bottle. I mean, it's if it really is all made out of chocolate, that is truly amazing.
Well, they are fantastic here, and while we're looking at this, they are going to have some decorated Easter eggs. I don't think it's going to be a lot.
Not what we're used to anyway.
Well, I think they have like one out right now, so we'll see. But a couple of the resorts already have small displays of like 4 or 5 in each resort.
So now we're over here at Disney's Hollywood Studios. The reason here is we wanted to get sporks, which I just had my lunch with a spork.
And I'm like, okay, well, I guess we're going to add on a third park. So,
but we ordered this first thing in the morning before we left the house. You saw online, hey, they have sporks.
Right, we added on the third park earlier in the day, but that morning before the sporks, we were not planning on coming here too.
Correct.
So,
and this was supposed to be, run in, get the spork, and out.
Yeah, and then you're like, well, I'm going to get
Ronto wrap. How do you not get a Ronto wrap at Docking Bay 7? And I'm glad I did because it's an enhanced Ronto wrap too.
There's like chips with it, and it's not regular chips.
They're really good.
Yeah, I ate like half the chips. I don't eat the Ronto wrap. So we did a mobile order, which is great because we knew ahead of time that we could get it. And look how there's like, I've never not had anybody out here before.
I thought we were going to have to take a long walk somewhere or maybe even eat this in the car.
I thought you were going to eat it at Pizza Rizzo, where there's quite a few tables. And it's like, there's nobody around us, which was great.
We actually sat and talked and had a nice time even after we finished. Yeah, we didn't. It was so relaxing and peaceful. And look at that. There is my Ronto wrap. I was so happy. It's been a long time since I had one at this point. And it's only an extra $1 to get the platter here with all these chips, which you really enjoyed.
Right, over what the Ronto Roasters, is that?
Yeah, Ronto Roasters.
Right, over what that would be. And there is the spork, it's $10.99 plus tax. And this is, I think it's a great deal, actually.
Oh, yeah. So it's $13.99 for the Ronto wrap here, and it would be $1 less next door.
I think the chips are worth it. It gave me a little something to have.
And we saw characters. Who knew? You had Chewbacca here and Rey.
Well, we know, but
I didn't expect any of this.
We didn't
timing,
It was. I mentioned the very pleasant. There were, around where Rise of the Resistance was a little busy, but everything else was pretty easy for walking around. This was really nice. It was a beautiful day, and I really enjoyed our stop here.
So let's see. Let's follow the sign. Where are we going to go next?
Not Chicago.
No, let's go to not a zoo. A zoo.
And what I said was, like, we've done 3. Like, should we go to Animal Kingdom? And you're like,
yeah, let's go to Animal Kingdom.
You didn't say that.
Not quite that easy.
No, you didn't.
But you told me about the Raya sand sculpture change, and then a few other things, and I'm like, okay, let's check it out.
But then you were like, we should go to Blizzard Beach, but Blizzard Beach was closed.
Already closed. Too late for that. So why don't you explain what's going on with the Raya sand sculpture here? Looks a little different.
Some more characters were added. That was, it's a little different than last time. You still have Tuk Tuk here and Raya, but some of the other characters had been added. And this is going to be here through the end of March. And actually, there's going to be a new sand sculpture on April 2nd that will be for National Geographic's Secrets of the Whales. And there'll be other things happening also. It's going to be Earth Month. April is Earth Month. You have Earth Day, which is the 22nd. That's Animal Kingdom's birthday. And then also you have then Earth Week, which will be, they'll include special characters, which will be part they're going to have the characters as part of cruises. There's going to be limited time treats. So there's going to be a little something going on all month, but around, I think it's the 18th through 24th is when they're really concentrating on Earth Week.
You know, all that sounds really, really ambitious. Very nice. I look forward to it.
I think it's all kind of concentrated in that one time frame, though, and but a little bit of it during the month as well.
And you heard it here first. I'm going to make a prediction. I think one of the special characters
Don't
that are going
predict
to be
it. Don't
that are
say
going
it.
to be on the floats.
Hopefully.
I think you're going to see Jiminy Cricket.
Well, that's
because
what
Mr. Cricket usually makes an appearance.
But you
around
know
this
what?
time.
There are times when he doesn't. So you know, you never know. There's other characters who have been popular as well.
And all this time, we forgot to mention we did all this on St. Patrick's Day, and they happened to have a St. Patrick's Day cupcake, and we figured, you know what? We're at Animal Kingdom. Let's try the cupcake.
During this whole time, we hadn't seen any St. Patrick's Day treats, and it was sort of like, let's just go to Starbucks, you know, and get it.
And it was really good, except the only part I didn't think was good was this clover here. The
And
clover
that's
didn't have a
okay.
lot of taste, but the rest of the cupcake I thought was excellent.
It was really minty.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I thought it was you know, a really decent cupcake. And of course, when you go to any of these Starbucks locations, you can get your Starbucks rewards points, although you cannot redeem them. But you can at Disney Springs.
So we were on our way out, and we saw some otters here.
You know, this was really fun. It was like, you know, we don't come here, we don't come here enough, and we don't go look at the animals enough. And so
They're very active, these otters,
yeah,
by the way.
I wanted to see the otters. We saw otters at Disney Springs last year. It
In
was
the
like,
wild, yeah.
yes, and they're the same, you know, it was so cool. And so we came over here, and I just wanted to go see if the otters were out.
That was, you know, that was really nice. And then you discovered an area that I hadn't gone to in a while. I'm sure I've been in this little enclave,
Like a
whatever you
little
call it.
alcove.
But
Alcove.
the lesser flamingos were down here.
Yeah, the flamingos were just kind of hanging out. A few of them were sleeping. So I thought it was really nice. You know, flamingos used to be at Epcot. So you'd walk by the Odyssey and there'd be flamingos there. And so we don't see flamingos too often. We see them sometimes on the safari, but we never really head over into this area. I just want to do a little more exploring of the animals because it is, you know,
Well, we
Animal
were so
Kingdom.
close to these flamingos, and I thought it was very interesting how they would put their head, their beak, into their feathers and their backs and kind of just like go to sleep there. It was interesting.
On one leg.
foot or one leg, yeah. So yeah, it was really interesting to see them.
There's so many animals that are just kind of in little areas, and I don't know if they still have the kangaroos. They might. So next time, probably not tomorrow, but maybe like next Wednesday, we can do the 4-pack again and go looking for more animals.
Well, we're going to show one last animal, and I think after you research, we think this is a black swan.
I think it is, and I looked up, you know, black swan because it looks like a swan.
It really does look like one.
And it looked the same, pretty much the same, and I thought that was very nice.
So anyway, it was a very, very nice, successful day. We were a little tired at the end of it, but we made good time.
I'm more tired today.
Yes, that's probably true.
I don't know.
We're better off
I'm
to be
so
out
tired.
and about and doing things
Yeah.
than working at home looking at the computer screen.
I'm really sleepy today, so I sleptwalked my way through this.
You did a great job, and thank you very much to our sponsor, MEI Travel and Mouse Fan Travel.
Check them out. We've got the Epcot Flower and Garden Festival going on through July 5th, Taste of the Epcot International, Flower and Garden Festival, as well as, the 50th anniversary coming up, the most magical celebration on Earth on October 1st.
So tomorrow we're heading to Epcot, and we're going to do the what is it called?
Extravaganza.
Extravaganza. Yes, the Epcot Egg-Stravaganza.
And I look forward to that. I always enjoy the scavenger hunts. We don't always do them, but we should.
Mm-hmm.
And then I don't know what else we're doing. I actually don't know what else we're doing after that. And then the next day, I'm going to pick up some treats and such for my mom and bring them to her in the Tampa area.
And that involves the Magic Kingdom, I think.
Yeah, I'm going to try to get into the Magic Kingdom for opening just before 8 a.m. And it should be a little bit dark out, actually.
Well, if we
dark out.
find out there are more eggs at the Grand Floridian, we may make an appearance there tomorrow. I mean, there's lots of things that are up in the air, so who knows? Maybe we will do multiple parks.
But maybe we won't.
It's better if to not think about it. And you also mentioned Disney Springs. We haven't been to Disney Springs.
And we might do that, yes.
And we could stop at Blizzard Beach.
No, I don't. I don't need to stop at Blizzard Beach, but I
Even
would
for
like
a quick walk in and out?
I want to pick up. I don't need to. Pizza over at
Pizza
at
Ponte.
Pizza Ponte. We have not been there in a little while.
Yeah, like a month.
At least, it might have been almost 2 months now. I don't know.
So anyway, thanks again for listening. Have a great week. We'll see you all next week. And
Stay safe.
stay
and
safe.
Have a great week.